about to listen to the Dr. Daliah Show. Sassy, stimulating medical talk radio. Any medical advice Dr. Daliah Wax gives on her show should not be substituted for an actual visit to your medical provider. And now, here's Dr. Daliah.
We are back on the Dr. Daliah Show. Thank you all for tuning in. 1-877-DOC-DALI, 1-877-DOC-DALI. So this might seem a little strange to you guys, but it's something that I think we need to talk about. So growing up or going through life, we're always taught to do. Okay, well, you need to eat right. You need to do this. You need to go to work. You need to go to the gym, which is fine. It's this, you have to do something. You have to do something. Now, our default is to not do. So when we get up in the morning, yeah, we pee and we eat. But if you don't actively do, your default is to do nothing. So that's why we're trained as kids, as workers, to do. The problem that I'm seeing is there's so much concentration on to do that we don't give enough focus on the not do. When are you credited for not doing? We don't usually have those types of conversations. Now, we do in the addiction world. Somebody, let's say, is trying to be sober or do dry January last month. And they said, you know what? I went to a wedding, there was alcohol, and I didn't drink. And you're like, nice. You did a not do. There was a dessert bar, and there was a piece of chocolate cake, and I didn't stick my big finger in it and put it in my mouth. I walked away from the cake. That's a not do. These sports betting apps, oh yeah, I could bet on the over and the under and the I was thinking about betting. I decided not to do the bet, and I actually did better as a result. So the not do is very important. And we don't teach people that could be extremely strategic in certain things you're doing. Now, we do tell you guys to not do all the time. We just don't give it the same sort of attention and honor as doing. You went to the gym. Yeah. You ate vegetables. Yeah. You bought NVIDIA stock. Woo. But nobody is saying, all right, you didn't do this, you didn't do this. Now, in psychology and with addictions, we do that. I'm writing another book with Caitlin Kalikas. She's fantastic. It's a more advanced book on addiction. And the one thing that we're going to be going into is the not do part of things. So, for example, let's say when I had a patient that was trying to quit smoking, I'm like, well, let's say you go to the store and you were going to spend, I don't know, $5, $10 on a carton or a pack or whatever you were going to spend on. Rather than do that, I want you to take that $5 and stick it in a jar at home. And for every time you were going to buy that, pack of cigarettes or carton of cigarettes, you throw the money in the jar. So you're incentivized for the not do. If you're dieting, I know it's really hard. How do you document what you don't do? Document it. Why the hell not? There was a piece of candy on my desk. Yeah, I got candy. This sucker's been sitting there a week. And somebody could say, well, it shouldn't be tempting you. It shouldn't be sitting there. But I get to get credit for not doing. Let's say you're trying to lose weight. Write down, you know what? I didn't eat the candy today. I didn't do this. I didn't do this. And then go back and read it. Do a log of what you did. And let's say you decide to skip. Oh, I'm not going to write because I cheated and I ate anyway and whatever. let's say a good-looking guy walks down the street, and normally your default would be to flirt with him. Let him walk down the street. Do the not do. I'll tell my husband, too. I'm like, God, there was a gorgeous cop, and I was thinking about speeding, just so he could pull me over. And my husband's like, yeah. What part am I supposed to be mad at more? That you thought a cop was cute or you were going to get another speeding ticket? And I'm like, you know what? I didn't do it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go home and not get a speeding ticket. How many of you applaud yourselves for not speeding on your way home? I didn't speed. And I know you guys are going, okay, this is just too hard. No, I don't think it is. Why don't we in society applaud you guys for the not doing? For saving it up, for and I'm not saying everybody should be starving and intermittent fasting and not smiling to a good looking. I know everybody's talking about Pete Hegseth is in Stuttgart. I was there earlier last year with my son because he was there for work on that Air Force base. So he's there where my son had to work, and apparently there's this really, really gorgeous. I got to look this up. Apparently, there's a really, really gorgeous bodyguard of his. I don't have to do that. I don't have to look up a gorgeous bodyguard. Okay, I've seen gorgeous men. I don't need to do that. I don't need to work when my family wants to spend some quality time. And write down your don't do's and give credit when you're raising children for their not do's. Look, that kid was mean to you. That kid bullied. Did you want to punch him or kick him in the cojones? Yeah, Mom. Did you? No. You did good. Sometimes the not do is a better way to go. And so so it's something that I think we need to think about. 1-877-DOC-DALIAH, don't go away.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by right now to answer your questions for free. They'll tell you if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-710-5100. I'm here with spokesman John Wolf. So, John, tell our listeners who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me join you to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, give us a call right now and find out how much your case is potentially worth. Call 800-710-5100.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. If you think you deserve compensation, call now to find out how much you qualify for. 800-710-5100.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
At Hotshot Secret, we share the science behind common diesel problems and their solutions. For example,
Hotshot Secret Stiction Eliminator.
Stiction, that sticky friction, undermines the performance of diesel engines. Third-party ASTM testing verifies that Stiction Eliminator removes 2 times as much stiction than any alternative on the retail shelf. Stiction Eliminator is formulated to be left in the engine oil. It works as you drive.
Available at truck stops, Tractor Supply, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and online at HotShotSecret.com. Hotshot Secret. Powered by science.
In a study, it was found that 33% of 44 herbal supplements had no trace of the advertised herb. Now, don't let that happen to you. Hi, this is Dr. Mitch. If you want to ensure quality, please go to TotalWellness.com. Supplements made for physicians only now available to you too. TotalWellness.com, helping you to look good, feel good, and enjoy total wellness.
Ryan Seacrest here. When you have a busy schedule, it's important to maximize your downtime. One of the best ways to do that is by going to ChumbaCasino.com. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino games like spin slots, bingo, and solitaire that you can play for free for a chance to redeem some serious prizes. So hop on to ChumbaCasino.com now and live the Chumba life. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.
If you're a maintenance supervisor for a commercial property, you've had to deal with everything from leaky faucets to flickering light bulbs. But nothing's worse than that ancient boiler that's lived in the building since the day it was built, 50 years ago. It's enough to make anyone lose their cool. That's where Grainger comes in. With industrial-grade products and dependable fast delivery, Grainger can help with any challenge, from worn-out components to everyday necessities. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
We are back on the Dr. Daliah Show. Thank you all for tuning in. 1-877-Dr. 1-877-DOCDALI. Big thanks to Talk Media Network for making the show happen. Big thanks to Daniel, our producer. And big thanks to you all for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Dr. Daliah, Facebook, The Dr. Daliah Show, and on YouTube. Click like and subscribe. And if you ever miss our show, go to drdaliah.com to access it. So, a few of your emails I'm going to combine. Some of you are seeing these men's cream, facial cream. If you look like this when you could look like this, or I forget what the guy does. It's annoying. I don't like that commercial, but it talks about men and their facial creams, etc. One of you asked about extensions. Apparently Ivanka Trump had some extensions, and when are they good to use? When aren't they? And so I want to talk a little bit about it. This is unrelated. One of you had said if I saw, Trump get cheered on while Taylor Swift got booed. And I want to talk about that really quickly. They were showing everybody on the big screen who was there. So Paul Rudd and Adam Sandler were there. I think John Hamm was there at Super Bowl, Bradley Cooper, etc. So they would put the camera on these stars who were there, and everybody would, clap or whatever. Then they put the camera on Taylor Swift, and there was some pretty bad boos, and she looks towards the camera almost in shock, and then she laughs. And I felt bad for her because they were booing her. Now, mind you, Philadelphia Eagles, they're anti-Kansas City. So now she's Kansas City. I understand she's Taylor Swift and her music and all that. So, but also, you wonder how many of those boos were because she came out supporting Biden. Because when they had the camera on Trump, people were pretty damn excited. In fact, I think Trump was even on the field meeting some of the players. Very, very cool. I think everybody has, this is America. You have every right to support whoever you want to. But I think some people got some satisfaction seeing the boos, because when somebody has a lot of influence and they try to use that influence to sway voters. Now, she did word her influence nicely. She says, do your own research. I did mine. This is what I chose, etc. But it's, people think that's, it rubs them the wrong way. And I think what you're seeing when you're seeing the boos and the cheers and all that is for 4 years, and actually for 8 years, America was told that if somebody supported Trump, they were in the minority, they were evil, they were racist, misogynist, anti-Semitic, and they were all these things. And a lot of people felt like they couldn't talk about it. They felt like they had to hide it. And all of a sudden, people kicked cancel culture away. And you saw, look at Tyreek Hill with the Miami Dolphins, who used to play for the Chiefs, saying he supports Trump. You saw Nick Bosa. You start seeing these other players. I mean, when people asked Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce, what do you think about Trump being there? They said the right thing. It's an honor. You could be Republican or you could be Democrat, but whoever is your president is your president. You might disagree with what they do, you might whatever, but you still show respect. And so, the boos of Taylor Swift, I think, is taking a much more deeper meaning and sentiment, and that's why people keep talking about it, because it was America's way to say, look, we are okay with, we feel now a freedom to support who we want to. And then when Trump won, now it's hard. People got canceled. People lost their jobs when they voted for Trump or supported Trump. People were jailed. I mean, there was so many things that happened. And I understand nobody should have done any violence. January 6th, I wish didn't happen. But you had individuals who were walking around, waving a flag, not being violent, who got the book thrown at them. And when people see justice given differently, I mean, look at what's going on with FEMA. They weren't going to help the homes. A text went out if they had a Trump sign. This isn't a free America. I told you, I was an ER doc and some guy needed emergent medical help and he had a big swastika on his chest. I helped him. I saved his life. It's not his fault he's stupid. Maybe he never wanted the tattoo on there. Maybe somebody held him down and put it on him. I don't know, but it's not my job. I'm not to judge. Somebody needs medical care. I'm there to give the medical care. Even if I disagree 1,000% with their philosophy, I still have to do my job. And so, it was a big turning point. Trump winning, might have done a lot for the border. It might have done a lot for, the economy and the way other countries treat us and our national security. And maybe our hostages are going to come home from Hamas. But I think one of the biggest things was people now could wear an American flag, say they support Trump, and not feel like, for now, that they're going to get canceled. Now, who knows what's going to happen with the next administration? Who knows if they're going to get shadow banned or blocked on social media? Those powers still exist, and I'm still feeling it. But, it was what we saw at the Super Bowl was that sigh of relief people had. And I get it. I think a lot of the booing was the Eagles, anything that has to do with the Chiefs. I mean, I really don't think it. I mean, do you really boo Patrick Mahomes' wife and children? Do you really do that? You really aren't supposed to go after the families. But Taylor Swift struck a chord with a lot of them. And so that's what we saw. 1-877-DOC-DALIAH, 1-877-DOC-DALI. So, talking about these men's creams, facial creams, do men need to moisturize their skin and take care of their skin? They do. Now, I don't know much about these products out there. I don't recommend a lot of products with chemicals because I think women put too much chemicals on them, and we wonder, if that's contributing to some of our weight and metabolism and health issues. But men should moisturize their skin, take care of their skin, avoid the sun, not get that leathery look if they don't have to, avoid drinking alcohol, drinking water. And it's very manly. It's absolutely manly to want to take care of your skin. And so, remember I told you a lot of men will not order a salad and eat a salad in a restaurant, it's like on a date. Oh, come on. I think it's very sexy. Eat a salad. You're taking care of yourself. If I want to date you and I later want to marry you, I want you to live. I don't want you eating potatoes all the time because I have to eat salads. And so taking care of yourself does not decrease your masculinity. Do I think you need to buy these products? I don't know. I would talk to a dermatologist. I think men should still have dermatology visits for skin cancer screens, etc. But taking care of your skin is not just a female thing. It should be both. Now for extensions. I like hair extensions, but different. It depends on the type. Are hair extensions dangerous? So what a lot of women do, when you see these women with big, full, beautiful, long hair, some of them really have that. They're gifted and they're blessed with that. but some add extra pieces to give them length and a more natural look. So I guess Ivanka had some hair extensions. I think Angelina Jolie, you could see her hair extensions. What they call them, mishaps or extension fails. And I think if you can't grow your hair out and you are putting so many chemicals and straightening it and damaging your hair to make it look a certain way that you could do with a wig or extensions, I don't mind it. However, certain hair extensions cause something called traction alopecia. And traction alopecia can cause you to go blindness. I think it was Evangeline Lilly or somebody. I think she was the one in Lost and The Hobbit. I forget if it was her, but some actress lost her hair. She had done extensions, and they showed the pictures of her bald spots. So you need to be very, very careful when you do them. There's also ones where you could just add on a clip-on. I remember my grandmother in the 70s, when I was really, really little, would add an extra bun to her head. Jane Mansfield, people thought in her car accident she was beheaded. She wasn't. She had an added hairpiece that flew off during the accident. So she wasn't beheaded. She was killed in the car accident, but that hairpiece flew, so they thought she was beheaded. So hairpieces and added extensions have been something. As long as it's not hurting your scalp, I don't see too much of a problem with it, as long as you keep them clean. 1-877-DOC-DOLLY. Don't go away.
Sophia paused before the door. It read, Department of Bidigital Convergence. Just inside was a new world, a better world, the one of everlasting life, of no pain, of no loss, of no problem. She entered the chamber and her surroundings changed. She saw around her an infinite field of waving golden grain surmounted by cloudless blue sky. The AI voice whispered gently in her mind, Welcome to the singularity. Not perceiving the nightmare, her eyes had already been consumed and the rest of her body was dissolving as the bots digested her flesh. Could a nightmare vision like this be an outcome of the much-hyped transhumanist technological singularity? Enter the world of the future as illuminated by the experience of the past in Endgame, the new book by Dennis Barrett, the publisher of the New American Magazine, and find out how the disastrous COVID pandemic response fits with the technocratic elite's thirst to create a transhumanist utopia.
You can find Endgame the book at shopjbs.org or Amazon and Audible.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. Life comes at you fast, which is why it's important to find some time to relax. A little you time. Enter Chumba Casino. With no download required, you can jump on anytime, anywhere for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. So treat yourself with Chumba Casino and play over 100 online casino-style games, all for free. Go to ChumbaCasino.com to collect your free welcome bonus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
We are back on the Dr. Daliah Show. Thank you all for tuning in. 1-877-DOC-DOLLY, 1-877-DOC-DALI. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Dr. Daliah and on Facebook, the Dr. Daliah Show. Okay, so, oh my gosh. I tell you, my computer is driving me crazy. What? I don't understand this here. All right, hold on a second. I got to do Control-Alt-Delete. So we're being told that NASA is going to kind of address this asteroid that may be city destroying. I think it's about a 300-foot long asteroid, but the risk of it hitting us has now increased to 1 in 43, or a 2.3% chance. So the asteroid is called 2024 YR4, and it could be a city killer. They do believe this will not be apocalyptic, world-ending, but there is a very small chance that it could collide with Earth and cause some major, major damage and horrible loss of life. So, an international team of astronomers have been granted use of the James Webb Space Telescope. Great use right away to determine how much damage this asteroid would cause. Astronomers will use this to measure the exact size of 2024 YR4 and make the final calculations about its orbit. The best estimates currently suggest it's 300 feet wide, or about 90 meters. They say, according to Daily Mail, that's around the same size as New York's Statue of Liberty or London's Big Ben. I didn't realize Big Ben was that big. They said the impact would be equivalent to the Tunguska asteroid, which flattened 830 square miles of Siberian forest in 1908. So 2024 YR24 was first spotted in late December last year. We talked about it by the NASA-funded Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System Station in Chile. Last Alert System. That makes us nervous. That's the last alert? Why not the first one? Are we talking about that this sucker was able to fly under the radar and our last resort alert system found it? They say even with an estimated impact probability of 1.3% at the time, it was still by far the biggest threat to Earth and went to the top of NASA's and ESA's risk list. But that was a 1.3% chance. Now it's 2.3. So with this diameter of 300 feet, it could do some serious damage. Now, they say early estimates of the asteroid's size could prove incorrect. So they need to know exactly how big this is. So they're going to use our most powerful telescope, I think it's our most powerful one, to figure it out. The larger an asteroid, the brighter it will appear. It's not always the case, but an ESA spokesperson said the 2024 IR4 could be about 130 feet across and very reflective, or 290 feet across and not very reflective. Additionally, even the best telescopes on Earth still have to peer through Earth's atmosphere to look at objects in space, which could limit its the visibility. And I gotta tell you, I'm looking at it. Oh, did you guys see that rocket? Oh, so I live in Southern Nevada. I'm walking the dog. I posted this on Twitter and Facebook. A rocket was going across the sky. And at first, it looked like, to me, it was like a big spaceship because the cloud formation was very circumferential. And I'm like, what the hell? I mean, it looked like a big blimp. And then I saw that was the smoke or debris coming from the rocket as the rocket was zooming, and boy, was it fast. And I guess it came from California, and it was going from the west east. It was the Falcon 9 SpaceX. I caught a little bit of video. It was going by fast, but I was like, dang. But that's not extraterrestrial. That's not extraterrestrial. That's, within our atmosphere. But still, I don't know how they do it. I kudos to our astronomers and everybody working in NASA. But they say the air above a telescope's lens bends and distorts beams of light, just like looking at something at the bottom of a pool. So it makes it harder to get an accurate picture. I think they think it's about 1 million miles away from Earth. So they're going to take images from its position, the JWST, 1 million miles away from Earth, which allows the space telescope to avoid any interference from Earth's distorting atmosphere. Using its suite of infrared sensors, the JWST will also look at the heat radiating off the asteroid, which gives much more accuracy. That's one thing I really think is cool about science. When you're trying to figure something out, you think you're just trying to look at the image or the mass, but you need to look around the mass. You get a lot of information around the mass, just like with an X-ray. What you don't see is just as important as what you see, or what other structures have to do around what you see. And so in medicine, you have to learn to not just look at what you want to look for, but pick up clues from surrounding things. We would do, barium enemas or upper GIs, barium swallows, where you swallow a contrast, and where the contrast doesn't go, you're like, something's going on. Just like with angiograms. Wherever you're not seeing the dye is suggesting there's something else there. So it's very, very cool. So hopefully they'll be able to figure this out, warn us ahead of time. If this does, come to Earth, hopefully it'll land in the ocean. I mean, I don't want it to hurt the fish, but I'd rather it be the ocean than us. However, it could explode. Even though it could explode with an energy of 15 megatons of TNT, it could also not hit Earth. It could deteriorate and fall apart before. So we'll see. It was first detected December 27th. We spoke about it. It's zooming by at 29,000 miles per hour. Its closest pass is going to be December 2nd of 2032. So we have some time. 2.3% chance of impact. So it is concerning. So we'll keep you guys posted. Also concerning are these plane crashes. So you guys heard about this. Motley Crue singer Vince Neil's plane, Learjet. It's owned by him, but I don't think he was on it at the time. Got into a pretty bad accident at Scottsdale Airport. Federal investigators are trying to figure out what led a pair of private jets to collide on a runway. One person got killed, several others injured. It occurred at Scottsdale Airport yesterday when a Learjet arriving from Austin, Texas, veered off the runway and hit a parked Gulfstream jet. So it appears the plane's landing gear failed. One person was found dead. When first responders arrived, multiple people taken to trauma centers in critical condition. One is in stable condition. A fourth person refused medical treatment. That's according to Scottsdale Fire Captain Dave Folio. I get that a lot. People are like, no, I don't need medical treatment. I'm good. I'm like, really? I really think you need to check yourself out. I've been in car accidents where you feel fine day one, and then all of a sudden the whiplash really, really sets in. I would always get checked out because we think of things that you might not. But the Learjet is owned by Motley Crue singer Vince Neil. There were 2 pilots on board and 2 passengers on board. He was not on the plane at the time of the crash, but he is obviously concerned. Thoughts and prayers are going out. And then one person was aboard the other Gulfstream jet when the aircrafts collided. Incident is now being investigated. It's Scottsdale Airport is a small municipal airport, and it does a lot of the corporate jet sort of. Scottsdale's really beautiful. For a small period of time in my childhood, I got to live there. It was really, really nice. We had some good months and we had some bad months, but when we had some good months, I got to live in Scottsdale. It was nice, but it was so you have a lot of corporate and celebrity, and it's a more fancy area, and so not surprising. But wow, I mean, we've had a lot of issues going on with our planes, and we hopefully we'll hear a little bit more clarity on what happened. 1-877 Doc Daliah.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by right now. They'll tell you if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-910-7500. That's 800-910-7500. Call now to find out how much your case could be worth.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
At Hot Shot Secret, we share the science behind common diesel problems. For example,
Diesel fuel cetane levels.
the cetane rating in diesel fuel is 42 to 45. Most diesel engines operate more efficiently with a cetane rating of 48 to 50. One treatment of Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme will raise your cetane 7 points, increase fuel economy, and improve cold starts.
Hot Shot Secret Diesel Extreme is available nationwide at truck stops, fine farm and auto stores, and online at hotshotsecret.com. Hot Shot Secret, powered by science.
Self-reliance. It's not a phrase we hear much in our culture these days. It might conjure up images of pioneers, the West, rifles, strapping men, and strong women. But what does it mean for us in today's world? The New American Magazine has just released its latest collector's edition, Self-Reliance, Foundation of Freedom. In it, the New American authors outline the necessity of self-reliance for a free people. tips for self-reliant living and the importance of not giving up hope. This unique edition includes articles on the self-sufficiency of the founders, preparing for a worst-case scenario, firearms, financial self-reliance, the importance of community, and many other topics by expert writers. Now, for a limited time, the New American is offering a bundle of 3 collector's editions: Self-Reliance, The Great Reset, and Trump World for just $19.95. Available at shopjbs.org. Visit shopjbs.org today.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. Life comes at you fast, which is why it's important to find some time to relax. A little you time. Enter Chumba Casino. With no download required, you can jump on anytime, anywhere for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. So treat yourself with Chumba Casino and play over 100 online casino-style games, all for free. Go to ChumbaCasino.com to collect your free welcome bonus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
All right. We are back on the Dr. Daliah Show. Thank you all for tuning in. 1-877-DOC-DALI, 1-877-DOC-DALI. So something has been circulating online, which I wanted to share with you about safety. And it's something that I want to just share with you a little bit. See what you think about some of these tips. So allegedly, this was written by a police officer. And they said, take the 5 minutes to read this. It may save your life or a loved one's life in daylight hours. Refresh yourself of these things to do in an emergency situation. Share with your wife, your children, and everyone you know. There are 9 crucial tips that could save you from disaster as it pertains to kidnapping and scams. So, one tip that this police officer is sharing comes from Taekwondo. So they said the elbow is the strongest point on your body. If you are close enough to use it, do. Now, this is interesting because, I've learned, martial arts and some Krav Maga and things like that. And, a lot of times we forget we have weapons on us. Our nails, our urine. Yeah, someone's trying to attack you. I was taught as a kid to immediately gag myself and vomit all over them if they're trying to rape you, because they're probably not going to want to rape you if there's vomit. Although I didn't like that per se when I was in medical school, because if you're vomiting, you're sick and you're not able to run and all that. But, pee, vomit, whatever you can. But a lot of us forget we have an elbow and we have a knee, and that we could use them. If a robber asks for your wallet or purse, you toss it away from you. Don't hand it to them. They say, because you don't want to get shot. But don't look like you're trying to manipulate them, because they might, get mad. You might be like, oh, I'm so scared. And then just accidentally drop it and propel it away. They want your wallet. And I would propel it over their shoulder, or behind them. So they have to turn around. They're back to you, and then you could run. Now, it's tricky. I don't want anybody getting shot. Yeah, a lot of people are like, look, if somebody wants it, just give them whatever, and don't be fancy and funny. Get the hell out of there. We all saw that video of that man who was walking his dog at 7:00 at night in Philly, and somebody came up to him, tried to mug him, and he's like, I'm walking the dog. I don't carry my wallet, and they kill him anyway. So you never know who you're with. But honestly, nowadays, it's interesting. My grandfather was robbed. He was working at a appliance store, and somebody came up in the 1960s and put a gun to his head to rob the cash register. There wasn't much money, so he gave it to them. But that was at a time when robbers would leave. Now people just shoot you. And so I'm of the thinking that person is going to hurt you anyway. So get the hell out of there if you can. Because if you think about it, somebody's robbing you. They want your money. If they want to kill you, whether you run or not, they're already that sick and demented in their mind. So are you going to trigger them by running? Throw the wallet. A lot of times that's all they wanted. I'm not saying run with your wallet because they'll run after you. But give them here's my wallet. Let them know it's your wallet. Throw it. Always carry a fake wallet, by the way, that has a couple bucks in it and not your real stuff. They don't know if that's your real wallet or not. But when you get robbed, people don't think you're carrying two wallets. So my advice is have a second wallet that has some crap money in it that you don't care about. This way your driver's license and passport, whatever else you have, is good. They say if you're ever thrown into a trunk of a car, kick out the back tail lights and stick your arm out the hole and start waving like crazy. The driver won't see you, but everybody else will. This has saved lives. Now, I haven't been in the trunk of a car. I know the older cars, you can access the tail lights. I mean, you have to remove the paneling sometimes, but learn some of these cars and see, because if you are thrown into a trunk, that is a great way to, I didn't know you could do that. So I learned something new. They say women have a tendency to get into their cars after shopping, eating, working, and sitting, doing their checkbook, making a list. No, I don't do that. I get into my car, I go home. I don't do that stuff. I don't do makeup, nothing like that. But they say a predator will watch you and they'll get in on the passenger side while you're just sitting there and then put a gun to your head. They say if somebody does do that with a gun to your head, they say do not drive off and let them take you to a desert. The officer is saying instead gun the engine and speed into anything to wreck the car. Your airbag will save you. If the person's in the back seat, they'll get the worst of it. As soon as the car crashes, get the hell out. They say it's better than having them find your body in a remote location. They say be aware if you are parking in a parking lot or parking garage. Look into your car at the passenger side door, the back seat. I always check the car. Never park near a van, but if a van parked next to you, don't enter by the driver's side by the van. Enter through your passenger side and climb over. They say look at the car parked on the driver's side of your vehicle. If a male is sitting alone in the seat nearest your car, walk back into the mall. Get a guard or policeman to walk out with you. Always take the elevator instead of the stairs. Stairwells are horrible places. Perfect crime spot. And it stinks. I'm sure we all saw Sopranos. I mean, I like taking the stairs for exercise, but if you're alone for safety, the stairwell's dangerous. Don't do it. Do your exercise at home. They say if a predator has a gun and you are not under his control, always run. The predator will only hit you 4 in 100 times, and even then, it will likely not be a vital organ. Run. Now, this I disagree with. They're saying to run in a zigzag pattern. No. You run faster going straight. You need speed and distance. Zigzagging, they can, I don't know. I was taught you run straight. They say women are always trying to be sympathetic. The officer says stop. It may get you raped or killed. They said Ted Bundy, the serial killer, was good looking, well-educated, who played on the sympathies of unsuspecting women. He walked with a cane, a limp, often asked for help into his vehicle or with his vehicle, and then they'd get abducted. And being a doctor, it's always hard for me because I always want to help somebody. Do you need help? Do you need help? Be careful. And you might say, you know what, but the person looks 70. Yeah, but there might be somebody hiding in the car. There was somebody that got killed because they had a woman lying in the street. He stopped his car to help the woman, and then the people jumped him from the bushes. A crying baby on the porch. Apparently that's a technique people use to get you to open the door. A crying baby on the porch. If there's a crying baby, call the police. Don't open the door. Even if you see the baby, call emergency services. If, even if it's 7, I understand if you want to perform emergency medical care, but sometimes it could be a baby's cry recorded. Sometimes it's not a baby. It could be a doll. But I didn't realize that. Also, there's a scam that people use where they tap your pipes, making it sound like, and dumping water to make it sound like you have a busted pipe. So you go out and then they can attack you. I didn't know a lot of this. That's pretty interesting. 1-877-Daliah. Don't go away.
Did you know that healthy arteries make a gas? Yes, actually 3 known gases. Hi, I'm Dr. Mitch, and nitric oxide is a gas that's readily made all day long to keep our arteries open by relaxing the blood vessel walls. By doing this, our circulation is increased, bringing blood, oxygen, and nutrients to every part of your body. Both age and poor diet can lead to a loss of this precious gas, and in turn, blood pressure can go up, energy can go down, and you can get tingling in your hands and feet. Well, our product, Ultimate Nitric Oxide, can easily help fix this lack of nitric oxide. Go to TotalWellness.com. That's TotalWellness.com, where we are helping you to look good, feel good, and enjoy total wellness.
Hey, it's Ryan Seacrest. Life comes at you fast, which is why it's important to find some time to relax. A little you time. Enter Chumba Casino. With no download required, you can jump on anytime, anywhere for the chance to redeem some serious prizes. So treat yourself with Chumba Casino and play over 100 online casino-style games, all for free. Go to ChumbaCasino.com to collect your free welcome bonus. Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus terms and conditions apply.